Everyone, it's Jessica. Welcome back for another memory keeping video. This is for the week of March 9th through the 15th, and I am using leftovers from a Cinderella Paper kit, both an ultimate kit and like this old style of mini kit she used to do called Fellowship. Obviously, it's Lord of the Rings themed, and I've probably used this kit like at least twice already, but I love it every single time. This is one that, between this and the Cat Mom art from Flip Art Kits, this art that you're seeing here is from Kittenish Jess. I could probably use this kit and that Cat Mom kit like once a year for the rest of however long I keep decorative planning. I love it that much. So I have used it probably for my husband's birthday in the past, and then when we went to New Zealand as well, when we went to Hobbiton, because I love it and I don't have any extras of it now at this point, and I don't honestly know who's still selling it because this art is like at least 4 if not 5 years old, which is why it's so impressive that it's so good, honestly. So if you know who's carrying this still, let me know because I might need to pick up an extra set of this art. But yeah, I think I had this a week later in my lineup originally for March. Can't really remember. A lot of my lineups come with the caveat of here's what I got planned for the month, but sometimes I move stuff around because plans change, obviously. So, yes, we ended up watching The Two Towers at home this weekend because my husband recently got the Peter Jackson trilogy on Blu-ray. And I think he went and watched The Fellowship of the Ring on his own. We had just seen it in theaters in January, so I wasn't interested in rewatching that one again. But first of all, The Two Towers is my favorite of the 3 movies. I always love, whenever there's a trilogy, I love the middle book or the middle movie. So yeah, and then also it had been a while since I'd watched that movie too. So we ended up watching that this weekend. We broke it up into 2 because even with the theatrical cut, which is what we got on Blu-ray, it is a long movie. So yeah, broke that up into a couple of days. I finished my online class this week. If you're new, if you're really new, I'm faculty at a community college. I teach composition writing mostly. So I was taking a 6-week class online to be able to teach online at one of the colleges that I currently teach at in person. Every college has like different requirements for whether or not they'll let you teach an online class. And this particular place wants you to do this whole course before they'll potentially offer you online classes. So yeah, I finished that up this week. I was getting like really overwhelmed by the final project, even though literally, so how the course worked was like each week you completed basically part of a unit of your course. And then the final project was just like taking feedback from the facilitator and your peers to improve it and like create a whole cohesive unit for the class. So you could just drop it into a class if you're assigned to teach it. I don't know. I think it was just, I had to like put into play a lot of things that I tell my students a lot of the time of like, just take one step. Don't try and do all of it at once. So I had to like discipline myself. I don't know how I went to like college and grad school sometimes because I think about like how much busier I was anytime I was in school, at least like during the semester, and how much stuff I had to do all the time. Like I was reading like 3 novels a week and writing a bunch, and like even in grad school I was like working a couple of jobs at the same time. So yeah, but those were just a couple of short years of my life. So nowadays I can't imagine doing that like forever, and you're not meant to do that forever anyway with school. So yeah, anyway, sometimes I forget how to like get coursework done because it's been a while since I've done it. It's been almost 6 years since I finished my master's degree, y'all. How has it been 6 years since May 2020? And yes, I did finish grad school in the middle of the pandemic. That was fun. Literally halfway through my last semester of graduate school and my first semester of teaching was when, the world changed indefinitely. That was crazy. What a time. I was supposed to go to a conference on the other side of the country. That got canceled, obviously. Yeah. Oh, actually, that's relevant to this week that we're looking at because there was a Friday the 13th, and I very clearly remember the Friday the 13th of the pandemic, March 13th, 2020. It was the last day that I was on campus and we were shutting things down. It started to feel like a ghost town. It was really creepy. Yeah, I think we had a meeting among the TAs, like the people who were teaching for the first semester as well, and we were trying to figure out like what to do. That was a terrible time. Yikes. Anyway, I am putting in my habit trackers. I had to like redo this sidebar because I ran out of space, but the habit trackers are for flossing and not going on Instagram. And then the weekly checklist is going to be for my dinners. Let's transition out of looking back at the past horrors that have persisted, quite frankly, as well as what else went on this week. My sister came to town. Hadn't seen her since Christmas, so it was nice to see her, and we went out to dinner. Her, me, my husband, and our brother who lives near me. And we went back to the Puerto Rican restaurant here in town. So my husband and I went to Puerto Rico first week of January. Loved it, loved the food. And now we keep going back to our local Puerto Rican restaurant. I will say the food like in Puerto Rico is better than the one at this restaurant. This place is good. I do recommend it in Sacramento. But obviously, food always tastes better when you're on vacation anyway, I think. So yeah, there was a lot more variety, I feel, in Puerto Rico. But yeah, took her there. People got to try tostones for the first time. And yeah, it was a nice moment to catch up with her. Basically, all the other stuff that happened this weekend was like just kind of getting our act together around the house because we'd both been working a lot. And so we had lots of cleaning to catch up on, garden work to catch up on because we have these vines that come in multiple directions from multiple other people's yards. And like if we don't trim them back, they just take over the whole yard. So we took care of that. Oh, we also did our taxes, which is always fun. Ours are fairly simple, but like, yeah, it's a lot of stuff that you got to double check. So that was fun. Since we have been filing married the last couple years, basically what happens is that we pretty much break even because my husband, I mean, we both have W-2 jobs, but my husband gets paid every other week like a normal person, and I get paid once a month. And then he works full time at one job, whereas I work multiple part-time jobs with really inconsistent hours. So we do most of the withholding from his paycheck, and that usually works out. It's my paychecks where it's like we might owe money because I don't withhold as much from my checks because they're much smaller, and also they're so inconsistent, like it's impossible to plan. So anyway, what ended up happening this year, this has happened the last couple of years as well, is by married filing jointly, we get like a refund from the federal government, and then we just basically pay that amount to the state. So it basically zeroes out, which I'm fine with personally. I'd rather we get our money throughout the year instead of have a big tax refund because I want that money in investments or like I want that money in a savings account or something. So I am fine with it, but yeah, we don't really get a tax refund at this point, which is fine. Because honestly, like people complain about California taxes. I'm going to be so for real. We pay way more in taxes to the federal government, and especially right now, we get way less for that money. So I'm okay with when we file the taxes if we owe a little bit to the state, because honestly, I'm just giving the refund from the federal taxes that they held on to all year to the state of California, and I'm chill with that. So I'm not going to complain. I also brought in some Plantahana gold foil here because if you saw my lineup, you saw me kind of looking through my old Taylor Swift quotes, the kind of like negative ones, and I'm like, I feel like these would be funny to match up with Lord of the Rings, so I did use those. I used Should Have Said No over Frodo and Sam, because in Two Towers especially, and then if you've watched the beginning of The Return of the King, you know, things really go south for them very quickly. So yeah, they're very much like, why are we doing this? Why did it have to be us? And then This is why we can't have nice things went over the sidebar. I thought of that as like Pippin, Mary and Pippin, quite frankly. This is why we can't have nice things. The comic relief characters. And then I put remembering comes in flashbacks and echoes over Arwen because that's very Two Towers as well. We get a lot of flashbacks between Arwen and Aragorn in the Two Towers. And then I didn't end up putting overlays on any of the other boxes, so it's a little imbalanced, but I'm not going to cover up boxes with text on them with more text. Like, that's my rule. If the foil like ruins the full box or like covers up too much of it, we don't use it. So I didn't do that. I did use the no admittance except on party business box on Monday because one of the things that happened Monday was one of our couple friends, they finally announced when they are getting married. So they love Lord of the Rings and they have this sign in their apartment, at least the last time I was there. So I thought this reminded me of them. So as far as what else happened Monday, I marked 2 months until a concert we're going to. I woke up at 5 a.m. this morning. I don't remember why. It's probably just stressed about everything that I need to get done this week. I had an appointment, I worked out, and then I voiced over a plan with me. All of those stickers are from Sweet Ava's paper, or they're from like an old Michael sticker book that I had. I print and cut some kits this week, so that icon's going to be from Planet Hannah. I played Sims on my iPad, and then the Ring of Power sticker was to mark that our friends set their wedding date and announced it, and that sticker's from Planet Hannah as well. I did pull in like the little Planet Hannah Lord of the Rings icons. I do want to get, if I buy this kit again, which I probably will, if I can, I'll probably get the underlays from Planet Hannah as well. I haven't used those ones yet. And then I just marked watching Last Week Tonight and Game Grumps. I'm having to be a lot more cautious with watching Last Week Tonight though lately because like he recently did an episode on all of the issues with USAID. It was really depressing and made me so angry. So yeah, I'm having to more cautiously watch that show lately. Then on Tuesday, I marked payday, I marked teaching my classes, I marked grading, I marked working on my online course, playing The Sims, and watching Great American Baking Show on Roku. So everything on Tuesday is from Sweet Ava's paper, except for that Sims Plum Bob, but that's from Simply a Mess, who is no longer open. So can't get that one anyway. Honestly, can't get any of these other stickers as well because Sweet Ava's paper is doing like a whole revamp. So she's got totally different stuff in the store now. Wednesday, first thing I marked was that Casey Musgraves released her new song Dry Spell, as well as the music video. It is highly inappropriate, but also hilarious. So I marked that with this fruit sticker from Beneva Creations. If you go watch the music video, do not watch it in public. Like I said, it is highly inappropriate. Yeah, there's stuff that happens in the produce aisle, so we'll leave it at that. She's got a new album coming out in May, which is when my birthday is. So between that and getting to see Hayley Williams in May, like great birthday presents to me, I think. Let's see, what else? I did yoga. I was really stressed out this day because, so my kitten Clover, who is almost 3, but I still call her a kitten, she does have asthma, just like her father. And so we order an inhaler from Canada for her because this will probably not surprise you. The inhaler is literally like 3 times more expensive if you buy it in the States versus buying it from Canada. So it's approved by our vet, but we ran out of refills because last year, I think it was like in August, right before the tariff announcement came out, and right around that time, I just ordered all of the inhalers that we had available, all the refills, because I wasn't sure what was going to happen next. And so we ran out of those in February. It lasted us 6 months. So then anytime we run out of refills, we got to coordinate with our vet to get a new prescription. And for some reason, like the vet's office and the pharmacy just kept like being like, oh yeah, we took care of it. But then like it didn't really get resolved. It finally got resolved at the end of this week. But I was just stressed out because I had ordered it like a month ahead of when I needed it. And yet no one was communicating, in my opinion. I'm just like, can you guys figure this out? This should not be this difficult. So I was irritated with that on Wednesday. I print more sticker kits. My husband had a doctor's appointment, and then like I said, my sister visited, so I got to use this cute couple of girls from Beneva Creations. So she came to my house first, and then we met our brother, at the restaurant. So we got to catch up and have some great Puerto Rican food. And then my husband has been working on a lightsaber for my sister for like at least over a year, and we finally got all the parts we needed to finish it. So we got to give that to her this day, so that was fun. And then I watched more Game Grumps. Thursday, I went and taught my classes. I lesson planned and worked on my online course, and I graded. And then I did a little bit of reading on Thursday. I was still in the middle of beach read at this point. And then I watched more Game Grumps. Friday, my husband worked from home. I finally got Clover's prescription approved. I got the email and I was like, thank God, because it's been like 3 or 4 weeks since I placed that order. So that pill bottle sticker is from Bunny Bear Plans. I went and taught my Friday class, and then I turned in my final project for my online course. So it felt nice to be done with that. Like on Thursday, it felt like impossible to finish, but then like I looked over my work and like wrote the little cover letter I needed to attach to it on Friday, and I'm just like, this is done. Why am I like worried about it? So then I just turned it in, and I still don't have word if I have finished the course, but I'm assuming if there was something really wrong with my work, they would have let me know. Basically, all the assignments in the class were pass, no pass, or like complete or incomplete, and you would have an opportunity, like 3 days past when she graded it, to like redo it. So yeah, because it's professional development, it's not like a GPA grade. So yeah, finished that. I had another professional development meeting later that day, and then this night I watched the basically holiday episodes of Great American Baking Show on Roku. So there was a Halloween episode that I highly recommend. I don't love a lot of the celebrity episodes of either Bake Off or American Baking Show, because a lot of the times I'm like, who are these people? But the Halloween episode from last year had Patton Oswalt, Leslie Jones, what's her name? What is her name? I can't remember. From SNL. Rachel Dratch? Is that her name? She's really funny. Anyway, and then Adam Pally. So like it was a great cast for once. And then they were making Halloween stuff, so that was fun. And then I also watched like the winter holiday episodes from last year. That was not as good, but yeah. Anyway, did that. And then Saturday, we've been making hash browns and eggs for breakfast. So I used this McDonald's sticker from Bella Planella, because McDonald's hash browns are like so expensive right now for what they are. So Target, of all places, has this pack of frozen hash brown patties, like 10 of them, for like $3.50. So we've just been doing that. So that's been nice. And we had a big cleaning day because our house was kind of a disaster, if you ask me. So that's from Beneva Creations. And then we did a bunch of garden work, mostly pruning all the vines and ivy that we have in our backyard that's been creeping over the fence. Cleaned my rings, my engagement and wedding rings. I print and cut more kits. My silhouette is giving me the middle finger lately and printing diagonal lines on everything. So I'm trying to figure that out. I'm kind of wasting paper and ink. It's really annoying. And then we started watching The Two Towers. Sunday, I marked that it was 3 weeks till Easter. I was really grumpy this day, I think because I knew we needed to file our taxes. So we did that. That took like it took like 2 hours for some reason. I don't know why. We don't have complicated taxes, but I just like triple, quadruple check everything when I'm doing it because I'm so worried that like I'm overpaying or like something's wrong. So finally took care of that. It's always a relief when those are done because it's just annoying. Did laundry. I put on some nails that did not last very long at all. And then I listened to the Sticky Bun Boys podcast and filmed a plan with me. So those 2 stickers, the headphones and the camera, are from Quirks and Quirks Co. You can still buy those ones. Oh, the washing machine on Sunday is also from Quirks and Quirks Co. And then Clover had an upset stomach, and Evie had the grossest looking hairball this day as well. So everyone was just like yakking everywhere, and I'm just like, knock it off. So that was not fun, but we got through it, and then we finished The Two Towers. So that is the week. I definitely prefer this kit color blocked, but this is cute too. I hope you all are having a good week, and I'll talk to you next time.